And Niemann will work from the intermediate cut.
Yeah, good lie here, Swanee. Really shouldn't be a problem. And it wasn't. 2 good iron shots in a row. Nice way to start the round.
Smith next, right from the center of the fairway.
Absolutely perfect with the tee shot. He'll be disappointed if he doesn't get it within 8 feet or closer. It's about 8 feet.
That one catch. Up to the par 3, long birdie attempt for Oosthuizen.
Yeah, right to left, into the green for the first 10 feet.
And Scott back at the second.
Yeah. Same thought process. A yard closer than Smith.
Not going to be satisfied with that one at all.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky putt from there.
And Scheffler on the prowl back here at the third, Con.
Yeah, really good look, and his golf ball is Billy. Man, I thought a little unlucky that ball didn't release a little closer, but he's kind of right on top of the ridge, so there might be a little right to left initially, but as it gets to the hole, I think there's going to be push back to the right off the left side of this, from off the left side of the screen here. Overall, pretty straight.
So it's going to be 3 straight pars to start the morning here for Scotty. A player who is just brimming with confidence and really was a continuation of his work on the Korn Ferry Tour when he was Player of the Year a few seasons back, Rookie of the Year, already busted 60 on the PGA Tour, and then a stout performance at Whistling Straits. Took down John Rahm in Sunday singles.
Well, it's not the first time he's taken John Rahm down because he beat him at the match play in Austin. But that was a dream start he got. I mean, he clocked him on the first 4 or 5 holes.
8-footer for Holmes birdie.
Pretty straight putt.
There you go. That'll help erase the 3-putt back at the first, and Max has got it back to level par.
By the way, Scheffler was the only one that clocked Rahm that week. I mean, what a sensational week for the big guy.
And
Number 1 player in the world. Yeah, he showed it.
A little work coming back here for the South African.
I would say over Louis' career, these are the ones that did plague him a little bit, but the way he's putting now, no problem.
It's that little trigger, you know, repositions the hands, then goes.
Multi-level putt here for Scott. Kind of like the one Homa had, and really well judged for pace and line. Pours it in from 28 feet. Scott with the birdie at the second.
I told you it was a tricky putt.
Solved the riddle. And the Aussies on the board early. Another good look for Niemann here.
Usually pretty bold with these.
Just enough pace to hold its line. That's a birdie for Niemann. Let's see if Cameron Smith can give us the hat trick here at the second.
I'm going out on a pretty solid branch. I'm thinking we're going to go 3 for 3 here.
Pours it right in. Birdies for all 3 in the group.
Well, I've mentioned it before, and I'm going to mention it again here, Swanee. Without the breeze, these holes, which are totally exposed to elements, playing much easier as Maxwell backed off by a cart going by the tee. But Billy, I mean, it's such a huge benefit for these guys being able to possibly attack this golf course today.
I agree. And the golf course you want to be on, if the wind is blowing, plantation.
A good tee shot here for Max.
We'll keep it right here at the 4th as Oosthuizen steps in.
Yeah, this hole comes to mind as far as the difficulty with the breeze. Get over there to 14, 13, maybe 11 and 12. And this ball drifting a little right here for Louis.
Into the primary cut, not too much bother this week. Scheffler going with the driving iron we saw earlier in the round. Can bust this thing about 270 or so.
Yeah, I like that. Really just the far bunker through the fairway. Just the kind of the left side of that bunker is the line. This fairway does tilt and go from right to left. It does pinch in a little bit down the left-hand side, so you got to be careful not to be too far left. This one's going to be just fine.
Well, if it stays like this, there's not going to be a lot of drivers hit on this golf course today.
3 players coming off birdie in this group.
Good hole location for Smith. Yeah, well played. Keep it right at the flagstick.
Scott will be next.
Yeah, wanting it to cut a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, we're good. We can go.
There's
You need something?
what you're going to get with these perched greens.
Coming in, stepping on your toes back there.
That doesn't bother me.
What did they do? Did he roam? No, but he's radio.
He's radio. We're
Okay, and
live this week.
Neiman next.
Okay, now you guys got me all confused.
Okay.
That,
Just that
that was hard
high.
to do, wasn't it?
Right to left shot. 7 iron. The hole's playing 193 today. That's what Carney said. So apparently that's just a nice stock 7. And I'd like to welcome Steve Scott to the broadcast and going to another Scott, Adam.
My cousin from down under right there, trying to get down underneath that one from the first cutter off, but comes up a little shy.
Yeah, that's one of the miss. It goes away from the green as we go back to Homa. 174 yards.
Yeah, great shot.
Now JoaquinNiemann back at the 3rd, the par 3. This for birdie.
He said he had a 7 iron there from 193. Tried to hit it that far and did not get it up to pin high, but good solid pace there. Should maintain his par.
Yeah, had a good look at 1, birdied 2, par 3. So nice solid start. Hazen, his second at 4. It looked like a pretty good lie, but he may have thought that was going to come out quick. Now Cameron Smith for birdie, a really good look.
And a really good putter for this look right here.
His second at the 4th. All players with similar yardages, just outside 170 yards, but Scheffler figured it out. Now see if Adam Scott can make his par back at the par 3.
Flagstick back in as he usually does, but miscue off the tee costs Mr. Scott right there.
So with this tap in, he'll go par, birdie, bogey. Go back to even par.
You hate following up birdies with bogeys. I mean, that's like one of the worst feelings in golf. I mean, bogeys in general, but you feel like it just thwarts that momentum right then and there.
Now Cameron Smith, just inside 3 feet.
He doesn't miss too many from any distance, let alone that distance right there. That is wasting daylight there from Cameron Smith.
Yep. I'm going to say that he might be one of them. I don't know if he will, but that would be my guess. But good look at what faces Louis Oosthuizen. Pretty good touch right there.
On the upslope. Cal out there in California, and he's had some very good success, obviously winning the Fortinet Championship earlier this year, but some people just don't see Bermuda that well. And even though these greens are fairly flat, and
and not that it's a huge deal, but I think multiple golf courses, even though he's seen them enough now, they should be okay. But I think sometimes multiple golf courses, he may have been caught on the Seaside Golf Course with a lot of wind, where had he been on the Plantation, he may have produced a better score. So I think you can factor that in as well.
Yeah, play into it.
Cameron Smith, back at the tee at 4.
Not exactly his strong suit right here. 222nd in strokes gained tee to green on tour this year, and
really good look here for Scheffler. Inside 10 feet, get him into red numbers. Yeah, there you go.
And when you're on a heater like he is, 4th, and then tied for 2nd place last week in Houston, Scheffler.
Well, Niemann, another one of those aggressive players. Those guys that like to take it deep. They like to utilize the driver as much as they possibly can. They feel a little handcuffed here. Oosthuizen trying to secure the par. Nice pitch shot to here.
If that part of his game is on, Louis is not going to finish out of the top 5 or top 10.
Adam Scott, 3-wood. Question about it. Now, Scheffler, driver in hand.
Very much a cape type hole in the architecture world. You can kind of bite off as much as you can chew. That is a full send with the driver, trying to take the entire marsh out of play.
He said sit. Got his wish. Even though it's in the step cut, I think it's perfect.
And it's about 310 to that mark right there, so just trying to blast it over everything.
All right. Homa. I mean, he kind of hits a heavy golf ball. He doesn't hit that towering tee shot.
So he hit it right there.
Go on.
Well, it's absolutely perfect. And that was a pretty calm delivery right at impact. Now Oosthuizen.
One thing when a hole sits on an angle like this, you really have to get your line and your distance spot on. Pick one of those trees, one of those bunkers out there in the distance, and just really commit to it.
Is it going to carry?
And that one did not appear like it carried.
That may be just get right in front of the.
Provisional ball for a ball that's in a hazard, or a penalty area.
Correct. Adam Scott, 155 yards. Scotty coming off the bogey at the par 3. Nice little bounce back. Chance to get back to red numbers.
That's why this golf course is going to be a birdie fest right there. That, as fast as these greens are, they are super receptive right now.
Niemann, a few yards closer.
It's all a matter of, sometimes that lie can be a lot better than what it appears from the camera. So he's not going sideways with it. He's going, advancing it. Looks like he's looking towards that right front edge of the green.
Yeah, that's really good contact there. Comes up a little short, but that is good work. And Smith, his third, one of the best in the business with the short game.
Yeah, great acceleration through impact. You get that little spin on the ball right.
They get up, they see it, they execute 3 feet. When you see the guy that takes 2 or 3 looks and it grabs for 2 or 3 different clubs, then you're in trouble. Now Niemann, birdie look from 25 feet.
These greens on tour. All right, this is a great place to hole putts from this distance right here, and that one just
Well, he made
stays
one,
high.
yeah, he made one back at 2 that was perfect speed. That was perfect speed. So it remains a -1. So Adam Scott, good iron shot. Chance to make up for the bogey made back at the par 3.
Utilizing his aim point technology there to try to figure out a little right to left break. And that was routine. Yeah, you're able to use the whole entire circumference of the hole to really move the ball towards it. You know, sometimes that straight putt, if you think it's straight and it slides one way or another, you only have really effectively half of the hole to work with. If you miss the line of the break, if it isn't straight. So,
Well, I thought Cam Smith was a little closer. He's 5 feet. This one's straight down the hill.
well, last season he was 7th in putting from this distance on the PGA Tour, and that was, just thought it was going to move a little bit, and
Well, that time it wasn't the putter. It was the tee shot that caused the bogey. So drop shot, he goes back to even par. So as we thought might be the case, came out to be true. They could not locate Oosthuizen's ball. So now Oosthuizen with his third.
effectively an out of bounds penalty right here. Guarantee this one's going left.
Okay. See if he can somehow manage a bogey.
One thing, if you want to, you can't get players with distance really anymore on the PGA Tour. You have to get them with angles. If you're gonna get in their head a little bit.
Speaking of angles, Scheffler created a nice one here to get this open look to the flag stick and took total advantage of it.
Yeah, watch for him to take something low in the 60s today on this par 70 Seaside. I mean, he is just feeling all sort of good, and with the new guy on the bag too, Ted Scott. who's got a ton of experience with Bubba Watson. So maybe.
Certainly does. And now, Homa. Just got a little chew down with the wedge. Nicely played. You can see him grip down on it. So we've got Adam Scott, we've got Teddy Scott, we've got Steve Scott.
Scotty Scheffler, all the Scotties, right?
How about if I just go blanket Scotty? Okay. Oosthuizen, his fourth.
It's just 86 yards here, trying to salvage bogey.
Well, he's done a nice job of it. And Seaside course, when you start looking at players and what they've done inside 125 yards, they have absolutely blitzed this golf course. Proximity to the hole, I mean, they've crushed it.
This is the place where you're going to have a lot of great opportunities for birdies. The greens have, you know, they're pretty benign. So when you get on the greens, they don't have a tremendous amount of break.
Well, the target, you see the bunker up through the fairway, but you see that tree right there, right where that target is. That is ideal.
Exactly where his feet are pointed. Aim and swing along the line of play.
It's got to go.
He doesn't love it.
It's got to go. And it did. That's a big hit. That's a big carry right there.
Yeah, that's some 290-yard carry just to get to there.
See what the youngster does.
Adam Scott can still move it out there. He's 23rd in club head speed on the PGA Tour, 120 miles an hour. JoaquinNiemann averages 1 mile an hour behind him, so you got to think that he can cover about the same distance.
Likes to move it the opposite direction. Likes to work a little right to left. Yeah, I think that's one of his really good qualities is the fact that he'll go and he'll rely on that. You know, a lot of guys will shy away and try to hit the perfect shot. He just goes ahead and continues to hit it right to left. But Homa for birdie.
See, he popped up and out of that one just a little early, opening the club face.
Yeah, you never like to see that early walk, but look at the difference in the aiming point between where Cam Smith is aiming and where Scott and Niemann were aiming.
Well,
it's got to be 25 yards.
Well, he's got about 7 miles an hour of club head speed less than his fellow competitors there, so he does not have the luxury of taking on the expanse of that marsh like the other players did, and thus had to play a little bit more conservative out to the left and miss the fairway.
So now Louis, see if he can make this. He would go to 1 over par, but this would be a nice bogey. That's pretty good work there, Steve.
Yeah, that's staying patient, understanding, hey, this is the 5th hole. Let's just avoid, you know, a mini disaster here. And he's been around the block a few times in this professional game. He knows when to stay calm and understand there are a lot of birdies to be had on the Seaside course today, and we're going to see a ton of them today. And Scotty Scheffler's got another one right here.
And I think Louis, he's loving Ocala, Florida, where he's relocated.
Farm country, just north of Orlando, just south of Gainesville. Nice farm country.
Down the hill. Perfect.
He's also a guy who relocated in his life, was born in Ridgewood, New Jersey, but we know him better off from Texas, went to the University of Texas.
That was loud.
Yeah, this hole just perched only about 6 yards over the edge of that green, over that bunker you see right there under Scotty's chin. Very quick in transition there, didn't complete his turn.
Oh, look at this.
But doesn't matter.
When things are going well, they seem to continue. Tee shot for Max Homa.
Looked like about an 8-iron.
Who's tasted? Good looking swing there, Mark.
Yes, it was, and that was a heck of a save for bogey.
The fairway with the tee shot, but Cameron Smith, pretty good angle here, Steve.
Yeah, no issue with the lie at all. That shouldn't be any concern to him at all. You can see a lot of that golf ball, this rough here, no more than 2 inches this week, and a little bit of a fall off there. Hang on.
Okay. JoaquinNiemann just trying to fit it over the bunker. Far enough back he may be able to spin it.
Yeah, looks like it's going to spin.
Now you saw Adam Scott just outside the penalty area, but got to go straight upstairs with this.
He does. He's only got about 20 feet to work with as well. Where you got to make your mistake right there.
Even though you're going to be, 15 feet, maybe a little outside that. That was the
Always better.
what? A great little break for Scotty Scheffler. I mean, now he's got a really good look for birdie and keeping the train rolling. But who's first to play, Mark?
Yeah, it's going to be Max. Here's the good news. Doesn't have very far to get to the hole. It's on an uphill lie, but it's buried. The other good news, there's a downslope off that bunker that'll kick the ball forward. Bad news is very awkward stance here. That's pretty well played there.
I don't know if you could play it much better.
It's just a big old stab.
Yeah, Oosthuizen shot on the way had to do the same thing, Mark.
Yeah, it was certainly a little bit easier based on the fact he got both feet in the bunker, but that one was buried a lot worse than Max's. So I think probably the reason both those shots buried, obviously short shot, but I think the moisture that we had earlier really softened that sand enough, or I firmed that sand up enough so that they would actually plug there. We're actually starting to get a little more rain right now.
It doesn't seem, as we look at Louis, doesn't seem too affected by it. Kind of a smile, but we're going to take another look at it, and you can see they just leave the sand or the club right in the sand. If you're a spectator and you're on the other side, if you see a player do that, you just know the ball is plugged in the bunker.
Yeah, you got to square that club face up a lot, and just it helps it dig into the sand. You're trying to get that club leading edge underneath the golf ball, and these guys that's not their first plug lie in their life. They know how to play it, but now it's a matter of saving par here, Carney.
Yeah, some are easier than others, as you guys both know, but yeah, this is for both Max and Louis. Just give yourself a chance for par, and they've done that. And shouldn't be much in this putt. Maybe a little right to left.
Ooh, a little more right to left. Bogey for Homa here at the 6th. Gets out. But now back at the 5th, Adam Scott.
Just could not put it close enough from that little flop shot over the bunker, and that from 27 feet. Good pace, but the easy birdie will go begging there for Adam.
So Adam Scott -1. Now let's see if Louis feeds off of what he saw from Homa.
Shouldn't be quite as much right to left.
And it wasn't. And nice save. A couple of nice saves for Louis. Now Cameron Smith.
Easy.
All righty, back to the 6. Scheffler for birdie.
Yeah, based on those 2 putts, this should try to go a little right, but I think it's just straight.
You could actually see his shoulders a lot more open than his foot line on that one, which was, interestingly enough, I felt like he was going to miss it left, and the ball did miss left, but.
Yeah. Taking on now Niemann. This will get him to 2 under par.
Mystified that ball didn't fall in the corner there. These greens are so subtle here at the Seaside course. Sometimes the subtle greens can baffle you more than greens that have very visible break to them.
And back to the 5th. Short one here for Cameron Smith. So he'll go to the 6th, even par. Now Scheffler on the tee at 7.
Yeah, very little wind at all. So 582, certainly Scotty long enough to possibly get there into today. Whole location there in the back right. It's tough, but ideally you just got to put it somewhere in the fairway. That bunker you see in the distance down the right-hand side, just off the left of that.
Thanks.
And this one looks really good.
Now Oosthuizen, his tee shot at the par 5 7th.
And with this length here, just put something in the fairway and, give yourself to maybe chase something up towards the green. That's just going to be fine.
400 leading, but to the par 3 6, Adam Scott. 8 iron.
Club twirl, the scratch of the neck, all those little idiosyncrasies right there.
Homa.
Four.
Ooh, good break there. Niemann. That also looks like an 8 iron.
Always nice to be the second guy to hit or the third guy to hit on a par 3. Get an idea if there is any wind up there. You can kind of peek in your fellow competitor's bag there and see what club they hit.
I would think this have to be a pretty good 7-iron for Cameron.
Yeah, definitely the shortest of the three players.
Okay,